Hello and welcome to the Michigan Fitness Foundation SNAP-Ed Topic Tasting. Today, we'll be covering SNAP-Ed program highlights. Highlights are the way we share your impact with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the United States Department of Agriculture. They provide the context for the invoice your organization sends us every month, and they show us the scope and the impact of your work at a local level. What happens to highlights after you send them to your project managers here at the Michigan Fitness Foundation? They're reviewed and edited by your project managers, Kendra and myself, and then we forward them to Jeff Anders at the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services for his review as part of the monthly submission of program expenses. What are the goals of highlights? We want them to convey the scope of your work, detail local impacts, and most importantly, engage the reader. And that's really why we've put together this short presentation today, with some recommendations and suggestions for ways that the highlights you submit to us every month can really stand out and help tell the story of the great work you're all doing. We've included some formatting recommendations in this presentation, and we wanted to share those with you. We know that sometimes you won't be able to keep your highlights to one page, and that's fine. We've received highlights as long as 3 or 4 pages that were fantastic, and we've kept them just the way they are. But what we're trying to do is avoid long blocks of text, because we know that they're difficult to read through when people are pressed for time. In previous months, we've received highlights from 20 partners that totaled 92 pages after editing. And it's difficult to make the good stories and successes stand out with that much text. So we recommend trying to keep your text to 1 to 2 brief paragraphs. Use bullet points for statistics and numbers and aggregate those numbers. And please don't be afraid to document your success with pictures and quotes. All the pictures in this presentation have actually been sent to us by you, our partners, in your monthly highlights. And as you can see, they are definitely worth 1,000 words or more. We love getting the pictures and we appreciate you sending them. When you put your highlights together, try for 1 page. We want to share an example with you of some highlights we've recently received that meet some of these recommendations. We get great highlights from all over the state, and they don't all look exactly like this, but this is one that does fit the formatting recommendations that we want to share with you today, and it also fits in 1 page on a PowerPoint slide, so we thought we'd share this one as a pretty good example. One thought from an editor's perspective regarding specificity: if you can, try to avoid generic superlatives like "it's been a great month for our educators and participants," or "the program has been really successful." Instead, we're asking you to think about why the program has been successful or what made it a great month, and try to describe those specifics as briefly as you can. Another area that we want to work on and help you with is writing about policy, systems, and environmental change, and those examples that you send us in the monthly highlights. Generally, PS&E discussions and descriptions should focus on how systemic change and collaboration can ultimately result in individual empowerment. And here's a couple examples in this slide from our partners at Growing Hope. They focus on work with partners and work on systems. And all this work we know results in impacts on individuals, but when you're talking about PS&E and PS&E successes, make sure you're really focusing on systems and collaboration between partners. Sometimes we receive PS&E submissions which are actually about direct education, and that's what we're asking you to try and avoid. Thank you for taking some time to go over these recommendations with us. If you have questions, please contact your local project lead or your Michigan Fitness Foundation SNAP-Ed project manager. Thank you.